Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, tuning in through our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcasts. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Well, one of the big things that's been happening this summer heading into fall, of course, is travel. Whether you've been watching the news or even hitting the road and skies yourself, you know that travel is definitely back when it comes to the pre-pandemic levels. But also, I think one of the things people are noticing is the high prices that are sometimes associated with it as well. Well, if you're curious about how you can be able to travel and maybe be able to get the more bang for your buck, I have the perfect guest that's joining us today. We have travel journalist Stephanie Oswald here. She's going to share with you guys some valuable tips, as well as let you guys know how maybe how something in your wallet or pocketbook can help you guys out as well. Stephanie, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Sure. Thanks for having me, Cyrus. And yes, there's actually good news on the travel front. The gas prices are down for 57 days in a row, and hopefully they'll keep going down. And we're seeing flash sales on flights and on cabins on the cruise lines. And the exchange rate in Europe is really great right now, too. So there is good news on the travel front.
And Stephanie, that's good to know. So I want to talk about planning then, because I think it seems like that's going to be also key here. What are some ways that our audience can be able to get the more bang for their buck when they're planning their travel? Is planning ahead kind of the key?
Absolutely, Cyrus. You hit the nail on the head. You want to be an educated traveler, and the first step to your adventure is to build a budget and make sure that it's a budget that everyone who you're traveling with is on board with. So that means calling ahead to your accommodation and asking about any extra fees that might get added to your room rate. Some hotels might charge for Wi-Fi, some are charging for parking, and this summer, unfortunately, we've seen some charges for pool chairs as well. But all of these fees, usually there's a way you can get around them or you can avoid them if you do your research.
Love that. And I think, again, whether our audience, no matter how they're traveling, I think those are all key things for them. So I mentioned at tease, it may be something in their wallet or pocketbook that could help them as well, Stephanie. So let's talk about that, because one thing that we don't think a lot about, is myself included until I've been doing these segments, is ways that maybe our credit card can be able to help. So how can our audience get the most out of their credit card and seeing what it has to offer?
Absolutely, Cyrus. Well, it's important to have a credit card that matches the way you travel. And for me, that means using one that will get you the most points the quickest way possible. So one that I really like just relaunched, it's the Wander Card by Credit One Bank. And what I like about it is that you get 10,000 bonus points right off the bat by spending just $1,000 in the first 3 months. And that's super easy to do. You also get 5 times the points when it comes to spending money on gas or flights or dining, and even better, 10 times the points if you book your hotel or rental car on their website, which is powered by Priceline. So that's a great booking engine that you can depend on. And building up all those points is great. Also, when you have a card that gives you points, you can use it for any kind of rental car company or flight, airline that you want. You're not restricted to just using it on one specific airline or rental car company.
Love that. And that's a great option. We're going to let our audience know where they can get more information about that, Stephanie. Last thing I want to ask you, though, about any other tips. Maybe our audience, maybe they are trying to get the most out of what's left of summer or even thinking about the fall or beyond. What are some tips you may have for them as they're planning their travel?
Absolutely, Cyrus. Well, a gift you can give yourself is extra time. I highly recommend putting extra time on the front end of your trip rather than the back end, because we are seeing some snafus in travel, and it sometimes takes longer to get from point A to point B than it did in the past. So give yourself a little extra wiggle room in the front. If you've got an event to go to or everyone's getting together on the weekend, don't fly in on Friday night. Fly in on Wednesday or Thursday. That way you know you're going to be there. Also, think about when you're spending, it's not always the lowest price that's going to be the best deal, because an investment of time and money should be protected, and that's what travel really is. So I highly recommend, if it's doable, spend the extra money for the direct flight. That's really important these days. Also, do not check a bag, if at all possible. And I can't really think of a reason why you would need to check a bag unless you've got to transport something that has to be checked. But it's super important to make your trip smoother, and baggage delays are kind of a fact of life right now in travel. So roll up your clothes, wear your heaviest items on the plane, and when it comes to toiletry items, get the travel size ones or make your own with old pill bottles, or you can purchase empty travel size bottles at the drugstore inexpensively and make your own. That it's just a better way to travel is by traveling light with just a carry-on.
Really great tips and something that's very practical as well. Again, everyone, travel journalist Stephanie Oswald has been our guest, getting you guys ready for travel, whether you're trying to make the most of what's left of the summer, going into fall or beyond. Stephanie, some really great tips. Thank you so much for that. Where can our audience go for more information?
Sure. Well, please follow me on Twitter at TravelGirlSteph, S-T-E-P-H. I'm going to tweet out some more tips later today. If you want to find out about that credit card I mentioned, go to creditonebank.com/wander, W-A-N-D-E-R. And also, if you want more travel inspiration, you can check out Travel Girl Inc., TravelGirlInc.com. That's the magazine that I co-founded years ago, because we know that women make a lot of the decisions when it comes to traveling at home or at the office.
Stephanie, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to our next chat together.
Yes, me too. Take care, Cyrus, and happy travels.
Thanks. Same to you. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's go make today amazing. Take care.